Peace and power. Once again, this is Brother Psyche, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of introduction of the channel. If you've been here before, you know what it is. If you haven't, thank you for stopping by. Take your seat, take time to listen. I promise you, we're going to do a little building, we're going to chop a little game, and you're going to get something from it. Today's topic is get those squares out of your circle. And let me explain what I mean by that, because this is a very important concept. If you're trying to be successful in life, you have to make sure that you surround yourself with the right people. Let me show you something. I can't remember if I learned it in sociology or if I learned it in psychology. It doesn't really matter. But in one of these disciplines, it explains that you have 3 spheres of influence. And it goes like this. They say this inner circle represents your immediate, direct things that you influence in life. That's your real inner circle. That's if you got a family, that's you, your wife, your kids. Everything inside your household. If you got a business and you majority owner of that business, it's your business. It's the things that you have an immediate influence over. The next circle represents those things that you have an influence over, but not as strong. That might be friends. That might be bigger family members or relatives. There might be things in your community, things on your block, things that you may have a small say-so in, or an influence, or are able to influence just by them seeing how you operate, but you don't have basic direct control like you do in that inner circle. And then last is the world itself. These are the things that you have no influence over. So you have 3 circles. That inner circle is the most important one, because that inner circle are the people that can actually help build and establish you, or they the people that could destroy you. That's that inner circle. There are certain philosophical idea that they utilize, they call God. And this philosophical idea, God, represents an acronym. It represents that only God's G, circle, the O, is divine, the D. So only God's circle is divine. And what that means is that only the people that's operating on the same level you operating on and are accepting the direction that you're trying to go in and respects the wisdom and the guidance that you have to give, only those people are divine. So God must keep his circle divine by only keeping the right people around him. And that's what I mean by get those squares out of your circle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to define 7 basic types of people that you want to get out of your circle. So the first square you need to get out of your circle, I call them the sucker MC. Now the sucker MC, another term that we got for him, is the sucker for love. Old players used to call him the giant-sized jawbreaker. He's an all-day long sucker. This guy falls in love with anybody that bats an eye at him. And the reason you want to keep this guy out of your circle, because if this is a close friend of yours and he's so in love and you go around his family, his people, any time around this girl, you even halfway look at this girl, he gonna throw a fit. This guy gonna accuse you of trying to get his girl. The world want his girl. And the dude might mess around and blow your brains out behind a girl that you ain't even thinking about. So you want to make sure that you keep the sucker for love out of your circle, because the sucker for love has no understanding when it comes to women or female. And sometimes it can be so bad it might not even be his female, just a female he likes. And if she messes around and likes you more, you got yourself a problem. Keep the sucker for love out of your circle. The second squirrel that you need to get out of your circle, I call him the paper hater. Now the paper hater is similar to the player hater. But see, the paper hater hates success. He hates anybody that's doing better than he is, or what he perceives to be doing better than him. He feels like it shines a negative light on him. So anytime you start having some, he gonna start directing that hate towards you. And he will, it is so bad that he will justify in his mind him doing something to you because of you doing good and him not doing good. And you can see the signs of this type of person, the paper hater. You could be walking down the street with this guy. He just came from the store, just bought him a beer. He's walking because he doesn't have a car. And some dude come through in something real nice, something real clean. He might come through in the Range Rover. He might come through in the Escalade, whatever he come through in. And he jamming his music, got a nice female with him. He dressed clean. He ain't even thinking about the paper hater. Don't know he exists. And the paper hater will say, man, look at this dude stunting on me. stunting on you. This man is living his life and doing his thing. The best thing you could be doing is trying to do yours. But the paper hater hates success. And the first time you start having success and you don't give it to the paper hater will turn around and try to rob you or kill you for your success. Beware of the paper. Matter of fact, a good example of the paper hater, somebody who hates to see somebody having things or coming up. If you ever seen the movie, what's the name of that movie? Paid in Full. The uncle that set up the kidnapping. The whole time he had that disgusted look on his face because he hated to see the guy coming up. Beware of the paper hater. Get that square out of your circle. The next guy that you want to get out of your circle, the next square you want out of your circle is Mr. Me Too. Mr. Me Too, and this don't take a lot to see him because he's going to tell you who he is. Anytime you try to talk about anything happening in your life, bad or good, he can beat you. Yeah, me too. Me too, man. When I bought it, me too. I bought it. I got that too. Me too. Man, let me tell you what was happening with me and my girl. Me and my girl, though. This guy always has a story to combat your story and beat your story. If you're doing bad, he doing worse. If you're doing good, he doing great. This guy has to compete with you on every level. And the reason why you want this guy out of your circle, because this is a sign of jealousy and envy. So you want to get Mr. Me Too out of your circle. The fourth guy, the fourth square you want to get out of your circle, I don't even have a name for him, but it's a term for him. I pray for your downfall. This guy hates to see, he's kind of like the paper hater, but the difference between him is he expresses himself in this way. He looks for any small chink in your armor. You might be on point. You might be disciplined, get up early, working out, got all your stuff in order, got your ducks in a row, you organize, you focus, everything is right. So, and he hates that. So what he sits around and do is look for any chink in your armor. This guy sit around with you and talk about the time you stole them candy bars out of the store 25 years ago. This guy talk about the time when your radio stopped working 20 years ago. This guy talk about the time when he brought a friend around 20 years ago and you beat the friend up. He'll talk about that and talk about that and talk about that like you done did him wrong till it get to the point where you realize, really, I should have beat you up. You want to get that square out of your circle because this guy is looking for you to fail. Next square you want to get out your circle is a broke dude. A broken, busted, disgusted dude. I used to hear a dude, guy used to hang around me, I used to socialize with. He said he had a status standard. That's what he called it. He said if you didn't at least have $20,000, you couldn't be around him. And now he wasn't like this because he wanted some of your money or just material. It wasn't even a materialistic thing for him to say. His reasoning for this was this. He said that if a dude didn't have at least $20,000 and he was moving on the same level that he was moving on, this guy could sit around and start plotting on robbing him. And it's real. A broken, disgusted dude, he'll be sitting around you, hanging with you, and you'll think y'all friends and think y'all cool. And this guy be sitting up here planning on ways to bring you down or to take from you. And he would justify it in his mind. He would tell himself, man, he ain't look out for me. Man, he bird feed me. These guys sit around and they think they're supposed to get handouts. They think when you come up, they supposed to come up. They really believe that you supposed to put in all this hard work while they lay on their butt and then you supposed to pave their way. And when you don't, they justify anything and everything that they want to do to you based on that. You want to keep the broke, busted, and disgusted guy out of your circle. Last but not least is the constant complainer. That's the number 7 square you want to get out of your circle. The guy that's always sitting around complaining. This guy can always find what's wrong, but can never find what's right. Never has a solution. Never wants to sit down and map out a way to solve the problem. He's only a master at identifying the problem. And if you sit around the complainer long enough, he'll drain all your positive energy and he'll put a dark cloud around your life. You might think to yourself, man, I allow this dude to be around me because I can help him come up. No, you can't. You can't help the guy come up. He loves complaining. He loves doing bad. And he loves being in pain. He loves it. That's what he embraces. You trying to help him come up, you're going to mess around and catch the disease he got. And his disease is consistent, constant pessimism. You want to get this squirrel out of your circle. And if any of y'all watched the video to the end, that was 7. I said I was going to give you 7. I'm going to give you a bonus. If you watch the video to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus squirrel to get out of your circle. The wrong broad. You need to get the wrong female out of your circle. And I can go in detail about her. But the wrong female can destroy everything you're trying to build. She'll destroy it from the foundation. She'll crack it and crumble it and completely crumble it. The wrong female will be talking to the wrong dudes about you and get you robbed or murdered. The wrong female, if you do things that she don't like, will send you to jail. The wrong female will put you on child support and have all your money taken from you. The wrong female can destroy anything you're trying to be. A matter of fact, that is too deep for just to be one little thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video because I've made past videos called the 6 type of men women despise. So I need to make a video called the 6 type of women any intelligent man should despise. You got to get that wrong female out of your circle. Thank y'all for staying to the end. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel, share the information, share the link with your friends so the channel can build. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell icon so you can always be notified when I drop a new video. This was Brother Psyche, and we just building on life issues. The channel was originally made for teaching and educating on supreme manhood in order to elevate men to kinghood. But many other topics are universal and can be used. I suggest that women introduce their husbands and their sons to the channel so they can learn a lot of the information. Anything you disagree with, anything that you like, leave it in the comments. Peace.